So, last time I spoke to the priest, or the leader of the priests, he said to meet him somewhere. Ah, it's up here actually.
Rise to the top.
Let's get it
Or
rolling.
get left in the dust.
Up here. The man with a face so drawn in appears to be made of nothing but skin and bone, fixes his unblinking bird-like eyes on you. The priest's simple black clothes have next to no adornments, and they do nothing to mask his unhealthy gauntness. In a cracked voice he says, "The Emperor protects." Bow your head and say nothing. His gaze bores into you as if he's trying to penetrate your thoughts. And you must be the young von Valancius. That name carries weight. And it is a burdensome one, for its reputation suggests that Theodora encumbered it with many a transgression. I wonder, will you seek to shed them, or will you carry them onward, picking them along the way like ripe fruit, and savoring their sweet poison? Let's go with dogmatic for this. He gives you a scrutinizing look, then his tone softens. Well then, be twice as diligent, for the sector will seize any chance to test your faith. He looks at Argenta, who is standing nearby, and his voice softens slightly. Greetings, sister. I congratulate you on your return. Was your pilgrimage fruitful? It was, Reverend. Let it be known to you that Theodora von Valancius' ship was attacked by servants of the archenemy, who appall the heart of any righteous soul, she says, nearly hissing with fury. Not all of them met a fitting end. Some fled, and more than that, their blasphemous words clearly pointed to this attack being part of a larger design. Reverend Hieronymus, I wish to join the esteemed rogue trader's crew and help protect the von Valancius dynasty from the forces of the archenemy. I am divesting myself of responsibility of guarding the footfall reliquary. Sister Argenta stood by my side during the assault on the ship, and I could use her assistance going forward. Hieronymus nods in thought. Follow the call of your soul, sister. The footfall reliquary will be preserved even without your contribution, as it was in all the years preceding your arrival. He smiles sadly. I know what it is that calls you to follow the rogue trader, Sister Argenta. You seek combat, for it helps you to forget how hollow and worthless our lives truly are. It offers the illusion of meaning. Perhaps you will relinquish this illusion one day, or perhaps you will die before that day comes. Regardless, I wish you luck on your new path. But before you start on a path toward your new destiny, I have a request to make of you and your companion. Many among my flock are from the poorest, most dispossessed people in Footfall. They've brought me troubling news from Footfall's shadow quarters. In darkest corners where the Legion's wardens do not venture, taint has taken root. Footfall is consumed by profanity, but even here true heresy serving the archenemy is a rarity. The cultists who now dwell in the shadow quarters mark their abodes with a sun inscribed in blue and gold, and perform strange rituals in secret. The weak find solace in believing these reports to be rumors, but I will know that evil lurks all around us, and I wish to see retribution. I come across heresy surprisingly often these days. We're probably gonna answer with the third one. I'm gonna verify it. With great pleasure, Argenta puts her hand on the stock of her weapon. I almost wish for the rumor to be true. My heart yearns to battle some heretics. This is where I did bid you goodbye, sister. Noble Zelker, is there more you wish to ask me about? What are you doing on Footfall? What am I doing is in this den of blasphemers, pagans, and the vilest of souls, you mean to say? Well, Footfall is the first and last stop in the Coronis expanse. It is the point of arrival for those who have just started on their path, and it is also where those who are reaching its very end return, their souls wounded and bleeding. I embrace both the former and the latter, so that they may cast an honest eye over their impurity. Furthermore, rumors from across the entire sector amass on footfall. If I hear crewmen whispering about a reclaimed shrine world or expressing desire to carry the Emperor's light into darkness among the stars, I help my flock in their sacred duty. Devoted trailblazers need assistance, both spiritual and material. Tools, equipment, even garments, and simple everyday items. Anything that might help pilgrims on their long journey and during the first days of the harsh frontier life is worth its weight in gold to us. So he's probably a trader. May any help you offer to the effort of gathering such things be blessed. The path of true believers leads into darkness, the search for worlds that have lost his radiance, steeped in depravity. Blessed are the deeds of those who give themselves into the void and the warp, in hopes that their actions might bring light into darker reaches of the expanse, and deliver a previously barren world into Imperium's service. Hieronymus is silent for a few seconds, and all the more bitter is the realization that not all brave souls will succeed in their mission. Footfall still awaits news from a wasteland wayfarer, an ancient ark of a ship headed for distant stars. Her last astrophatic message was sent from beyond the Cinerus Maleficum, and the stars have kept her fate secret since. I bear another darker duty. The expanse is filled with the tainted creations of unholy heretics. These insidious objects are a danger to the soul, but I know what to do with them. Should you, on your travels, come upon dangerous corrupted objects, bring them to me, and the reward for your vigilance will be even more generous. The Drusian mission is much to share with the rogue trader. Yeah, let's see. Navigator stuff. Bloodhound stuff. Pretty cool cloak. Sanctic powers. Elite chainsword. Whoa. Oh, I need this too. This is for the navigator. And this thing is also pretty good for our navigator. If she kills enemies with her cone attack, it also increases her damage. Wow. Like this, the item combo is great. He said he needs heretic trophies, right?
Let us not dawdle.
Should visit Shadow Quarters. I've seen it somewhere. Probably, and then you have to exit through the footfall door.
Is there money to be made?
Punishing the enemies of humanity? Harold?
Because Baraka trades Xeno artifacts on footfall. Them fairly blatantly at that. And the Ordo Xenos is in no hurry to rectify the situation.
Let's visit Shadow Quarters first before I go to the Liege. The low hum of voices quiets, and a dozen gazes shift to you. The tall man with a shaved head is rubbing his hands together nervously. He's shuffling closer, nearly bursting at the seams on his muscular body, and his expression is forbiddingly grim. Still, he's trying to put on an air of friendliness. Greetings, you must be... He glances at the scroll on his mechanical hand implant. Master Fidelio? All the guests have arrived. You're the last on the list, and we couldn't well start without you. Your presence is absolutely vital. No, I'm not gonna play with them. You must have me confused with someone else. I'm Zelkor, envoy of the Von Valancius dynasty. He rubs his hands together anxiously. Von Valancius? You're not on the list, but that hardly matters. All doors on footfall are open to representative of Lady Theodora. Please, come right in. Chaplain is about to begin. Now, what is that last attendee, Fidelia? You catch sight of something odd. Before stepping away from you, the man gestures subtly to a nearby servitor, giving it some kind of command. The servitor quickly removes the bottles of Amasek, pour an alcoholic drink, and glances set out for the attendees from a nearby table. The gathering you found yourself at seems refined and respectable at first glance. The decorations and the attendees' clothes speak of wealth, and so does the location, which isn't far from the Legion's residence. But you notice that most of those gathered are of rather imposing physique. Many of them have scars and military-grade implants. Several of the guests look like they are covering the exit. A few are clearly carrying concealed weapons. I wonder who's this Fidelia, and why they cannot start proceedings until he or she appears. Judging by the way that fellow with the list was talking about this individual, It's someone very important, but it's not a name I've heard before. I've never heard the name before either. Let's join in and see what happens. There's a corpse. Oh, what a terrible, sorrowful day. We pay our respects to the life and soul of Footfall Society, a local servant of the Imperium, generous benefactor who spared no expense to keep the fire of faith burning, an example to all future generations, the most noble and unforgettable Master Belardo. This loss. The Fosse Administratum clerks speaks in a strained voice and keeps speaking at a paper with text on it. His speech drags on and on, blending into a monotonous cascade of praises of the late Master Belardo. So let us offer a prayer to the Emperor for the repose of Master Belardo's soul and the prosperity of his heirs. I now pass you over to our most reverend chaplain. A formidable-looking man dressed in an attire of an ecclesiarchy missionary glares at the gathered crowd. And here you all are, you vultures. Let's offer a prayer then, for if you think that the Emperor or the messenger of his will, in other words myself, does not see into your vile souls, you are sorely mistaken. Chaplain looks at you and gives a slight nod. I wasn't referring to our esteemed guest, but the rest of you I know all too well. So go ahead, pray for Belardo's soul. Soon the flames will take him. A fitting end for a life like this. May the Emperor keep his soul. Without another word, Chaplain makes the sign of the Aquila and poignantly turns away from the attendees. Whoever prepared the body of the grey-haired man lying in the coffin, they did a good job. Even in death he looks majestic. Abelard maintains a grave expression, befitting the occasion, until he sees the face of the deceased. He frowns, he peers at it with suspicion, then he gasps, astonished, almost dazed. Albeit, this is quite a meeting, if it can be called such, under the circumstances. Take a good look at the deceased. Let's see, can I? Yeah. The implants left in the deceased's body speak of his high standing. Expensive tech is typically extracted from the dead, and only the most prominent and wealthy avoid this fate upon their death. Abelard, you know this man? Do I? I would tell you all about this man, but the words I'd use would be improper for a funeral. This, your lordship, is a Jerrican dance, known back in the day as one of the most notorious pirates in the Coronis Expanse. They nicknamed him Jerrican for his habit of having a jug or two of Prometheum on hand. He did love burning things. Oh yes, he was a menace back then. How long ago was it? 6 years ago? I was serving my last days in the Navy when news came of his latest attack. Abelard distractedly runs a hand through his hair. Well, there was a time when the sight of Jerrican in a coffin would have been enough to make me dance. Quite literally. By the throne I would have danced the jig on the spot. But now, I don't know. No more jumping into the warp. Right from under the cruiser's nose, eh, you old beast. Who would have thought I'd be at your funeral? I guess they had some history. This is very grand for a pirate's funeral. Is this normal for Footfall? Folks on Footfall are known to turn a blind eye to many things, but even the locals aren't so unscrupulous as to honor pirates' scum a few paces away from the Legion's residence. But no one has heard of Dance for so many decades. I barely recognize him myself. And I've seen his face in pics and fair few times back then. I assume he retired and started a more or less honest life under a new name. What was it they were calling him? Master Belardo? I remember, Reverend Hieronymus mentioned the name Master Belardo as one of the biggest donors to the temple. He decided to repent for his crimes and sins by supporting the clergy. Hmm.
I always keep my options open.
Up close, Chaplin leaves an even stronger impression. A tall, burly man, whose face and hands bear numerous scars. His entire visage seems to tell the story of a man of many heretics who met their end upon their encounter with this adept of true faith. Chaplin gives you a respectful nod. May Saint Drusus protect you from illness and misfortune. I'm surprised to see a noble figure such as yourself here. Did you know Dance? I mean Master Belardo? I did. Interesting. I knew he kept secrets even from me, his friend and confessor. Then again, meeting you is not the only secret I've discovered. I still don't know whose this Fidelio is, the person who Dance made his heir. Huh. This might be about the money that all his other friends are trying to get. Giving your speech during the ceremony, I take it you're not fond of the other attendees. I'm a missionary of Saint Drusus, and the truth of the Imperium speaks through me, so I see no point in pretense. All who have gathered here have one goal, to bite a chunk out of Dance's estate. Ambitions and aspirations of wealth are not immoral in and of themselves, but Chaplain grimaces. It's just that I'm sickened by the thought that such a great man has left behind nothing but a pile of human refuse. His son is a drunk and a weakling. His friend Dagon, the one who greeted you at the entrance, is a dim-witted brute with an incredibly bloated ego. His widow made off on the family yacht in the direction of the Maw while his body was still warm, with an entourage of 5 brawny, good-looking young fellows. And poor soul. The esteemed Master Belardo was a pirate. Chaplain chuckles. The scars on his face grow even more prominent. Do you know why they call me Chaplain? It's because I was the priest on Dan's ship in his wilder days. Probably confess his sins after each heist to him, right on the ship. If you're surprised, you shouldn't be. There are plenty of heretics scum among the pirates of the Expanse, but Dance wasn't one of them. He was a true believer, and he shared more of the Imperium ideals than some of those stiff-necked officers. A leader with an iron fist and iron will. Don't we owe a contest of thousands of star systems to people like that? And the ones he robbed were mostly types that no true subject of the Imperium would shed a tear over. Xenos heretics. Not all of them, of course, but the Emperor will judge if Dance was a decent man. Chaplain chuckles. The scars on his face grow even more prominent. Do you know why they call me wait. Why it's repeating? Ah. Never mind. My mistake. So Belardo has left all his worldly possessions to a certain Fidelio. Who is this mysterious person? Haven't the faintest idea. And I think that no one present knows either. Or 2,000 hired killers would have already begun a manhunt for this Fidelio, whatever they may be hiding. This is, after all, a significant inheritance, and the other claimants are not exactly pleased at being left out of the will. Chaplin's eyes narrow a little. I can see that you're intrigued. I must say I am too. Ever since I heard of my friend's death, I couldn't stop thinking about the mystery of his will. You have the Von Valencia's name and title. Perhaps you can pull more out of the guests here than I could. Here is the only clue I've got. Dance mentioned the name Fidelio to me only once. It was a long time ago. He was very drunk. He latched onto my robe and said, I hope that these are his exact words. I owe Fidelio, if not for the repentance. How strange. Aren't you Master Belard's confessor, chaplain? How could anyone other than you have told him to repent? I didn't, that's for sure. I can't imagine what he meant by it. I wish to intervene in the matter of the inheritance left by Master Belardo. You are an envoy of the Von Valancius dynasty and Dan's friend. I will support you even if you use your authority to name the heir yourself. There might be issues with the administratum, but I know which palms to grease to make them go away. Let me just ask you, are you sure you're ready to resolve everything now? Maybe you'd like to talk to all sides. Form your own opinion of the claimants. Alright. We gotta understand what is happening. Awareness.
I didn't?
There's an odd smell to this amasek. It seems very likely that the drink has been poisoned. God damn. No wonder he didn't appear, right?
Keep your wits about you.
Speak to this Dagon fella. The tall man who welcomed you at the entrance is shifting from foot to foot and keeps glancing around with a gloomy expression. Lord Von Valancius, could you spare a minute of your time? I'd very much like to talk to you. How did Belardo die? Badly. He went downhill real fast. Just a year ago, he was still living it up, storming the slum, asteroids to shoot riffraff and mutants. And then all of a sudden he was done. His old wounds had caught up with him, and he had plenty of those, both from the old days and more recent ones, like when somebody tried to bump him off. 12 years back, I think it was. Did Belardo ever mention repentance to you? No, but I know what you're talking about. The scribbles in his home, right? Yeah, it happened. Alright. That writing just appeared out of nowhere. On the walls, the mirrors, and always the same word, repentance. I told him to get a psyker to check his house for sorcery, but he said no. Too pricey, I guess. He said something about that, how he already paid too much for repentance. Not a lot of psychers around, and a single one of them will cost you as much as a team of top-notch bruisers. Hey, listen, friend, how long did that go on, the writing? Anything else strange happen in the household? Flying, knickknacks, furniture growing tentacles, people dying for no reason? Oh, all kinds of things happened, my girl. Things going flying, people dying. 2 sermons, that is. Whenever we felt like remembering our glory days and got sloshed on half a jug of the good stuff, that's when it would happen. I remember one time we decided to see who could carve open servitors in the dark of the quickest. Dagon grins, then catches himself a glance at you. Alright, serious talk. Nay, nothing like that in his house. Nothing sorcerous apart from the writing. As for when it began, Zenas knows. 10, 12 years ago. So it's been going on for quite a while. Idira turns to you and shakes her head. It'd be good to take a look at that writing, but if I had to guess, it doesn't sound like a warp influence to me. If something really did take up residence in that house, it would have made a bigger splash in 10 years. Like a dozen corpses big. The amasek that you ordered your servitor to remove was poisoned. What a fascinating coincidence. He looks you in the eye. Poisoned? No, it can't be. Must have been a bad batch. What did you wish to speak about? Well, dance that is. Belardo, my old friend and boss, died. And he left all he had. And he had a lot, mind you. To this Fidelio, that was kind of rude of him. There's no way to treat your friends. I get it. He left his useless son high and dry. And a good thing too, but his old friend? So I'm thinking maybe you can step in and set things right. Intervene in the matter of the inheritance. Or, I don't know. Why did Dance leave you out of his will? Old age? You know, his head wasn't the same anymore. Yeah, that's got to be it. It was just too unfair to fly with him for 10 years and then get nothing for it. And who is this Fidelio? Dagon winces like he has a toothache. I wish I knew. I first heard the name when Dance kicked it. Maybe Fidelius a whore who put a smile on his face in his golden years. And so Dance decided to give him the whole kit and caboodle. What do you want from me? You're a distinguished sort. You can muscle in on this. You can talk to Chaplain, his Dance executor, and ask about the will. Or maybe you can find Fidelio and have a talk with him too. I mean, who'd want an inheritance that's not rightfully theirs? More trouble than it's worth, if you ask me. And trust me, old Dagon can be of service to you if you need anything. I know lots about footfall and other things. I can help with information. Get you some solid lads for a job. You can use a guy like me. Okay. Given the deceased's former occupation, I have a good idea what role you played under his command. They used to call me Torch. He's Jerrycan, I'm Torch. Those were the days. Okay. Another clue.
I always have a backup plan.
Anyone else?
The whispers told me
Up,
a
up, up,
secret.
up, 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 up.
Never doubt me.
What's a peculiar thing?
The gentleman who welcomed you at the entrance is shifting from foot to foot. Wait, did I talk to him?
Let us
I probably
not
just
go-
clicked on him. Efficient armored body glove. Oh. Shredder shotgun. Less armor pen, more damage, more dodge reduction. Yeah, I'll quickly go to the restroom. I'll be back. Hmm. Haven't talked to Cas Belar though.
Or get left in the dust.
What if I check servitors? A man of intermittent age turns to you and sighs loudly. You can tell by his breath that he came to the ceremony after indulging in 1 or 2 glasses of strong drink. Good sir of House Valences, I'm ever so glad to see at least one decent person in this crowd. His eyes narrow. Can we talk? Support from an envoy of an esteemed dynasty could very much help to prevent a terrible injustice from happening. Did your father ever talk to you about repentance? That's hilarious. Even good old chaplain doesn't tell me to repent. He gave up on me long ago. And my old dad, he gave up on me long before that. He laughs nervously. Wait, you mean that repentance? Those stupid ghosts or whatever it was? I'm pretty sure my father did it himself. The senile old cook, or maybe it was my daughter messing around. What else could those words have come from? What did Belardo die of? Age, debauchery, old wounds. By the end, my old dad was more implant than man, especially after the assassination attempt. People tried to kill him, you see, about 12 years ago. What words are you talking about? Oh, you don't know? Out of the blue, writing started appearing on the wall? Yeah, I know about that. The help kept whispering about it being the work of ghosts. Ooh, but for some reason the old man didn't want to do anything about it, and he told me not to. The writing amused him somehow. Whenever he'd see repentance scratched on the wall, he'd just grin. And what is this injustice that I'm supposed to prevent from occurring? Well, he grimaces, the lawful heir is being robbed of his inheritance. My dear father left his entire fortune down to the last coin to some nobody, a certain Fidelio, who hasn't even bothered to come to his funeral, and I'm left with nothing. Do you think it's fair? Your nobility, you of all people, must realize just how wrong and unacceptable this situation is, so that maybe you could lend me a hand somehow, for the sake of friendship of the future keeper of the Belardo fortune, me, and for the sake of justice, of course. Why did your father disinherit you? As if I know, the old man wasn't a heart-to-heart sort of a person. Right up until the announcement of his last will and testament, I had no idea he'd put me in the doghouse. Who is Fidelio? I have absolutely no idea. Zero. There's a will, there's a name, that's it. Maybe there's my father by blow, some brother or sister I never knew I had. Maybe they're a horror who brightened his final days. I get the feeling that old Laos chaplain knows. He's always known more about father's business than any of us, but he is keeping quiet. What kind of assistance do you seek from me? Put a word in for me. Suggest that they go over the will one more time. You're an envoy of House Valences, after all, and Footfall respects that name. And while it would be nice to find out who this Fidelio is too. I'll consider your offer. Much obliged. I know that I'll make it worth your while. If I get the inheritance, I'll express my gratitude in whatever way I can. Pardon me, Cas Belardo, I have the honor of being the only child of the deceased. He sends a mocking salute in the direction of the coffin. You don't seem particularly grief-stricken over your father's death. If I was the one lying in that box, he wouldn't be crying his eyes out either. Cas bites out with a sudden acidity. He takes a moment to calm himself. A son's feelings are complicated. I wasn't a good son. Old Dan wasn't a good father. But I do miss him in my own way, yeah. He always seemed timeless to me, not just a bag of meat and ugly ambitions like the rest of us are. Okay. Why is Abelard stunned? Head trauma.
Should I divine our next step? Just in time.
Is there money to be made?
Experience. Nothing matters more.
The machine god grants me insight. Operation successful.
Always keep your eye on the price.
Unyielding Vanguard boots. All allies in 2-cell radius around the water gain plus 40% bonus to resolve from the unyielding beacon utility. I'll give
I
it
am at your service.
to him. Dreadful Xenos. There's a Xenos in a cage. I didn't notice them actually.
I always have a backup plan.
This Explorer tool is blessed with multifunctionality.
I always keep my options open.
This leads to the temple. Alright, let's return to the previous location, to the rest of the footfall, and go to the Shadow Quarters. I'm gonna start with doing this, the Priestess quest. Rogue Trader, I would like to remind you about Reverend Hieronymus' request. He asked us to search for a potential cultist den in Footfall Shadow Quarters. Yeah, that's exactly why I'm here. You know Footfall better than me. Do you think the rumors of the heretics are true? There was a time when I'd have said it was likely a fabrication. One can say many things about the Kesbaliki mission and the other city operators on Footfall, but even those thugs are loyal to the Emperor, and so they mercilessly exterminate outright heretics in their territory. But now, heretics have launched an open attack on the Rogue Trader's ship. A member of your dynasty, Konrad Voigtvyr, has turned out to be one of them, and Footfall itself is sinking deeper and deeper into madness. In these times of strife, I'm willing to believe in heretics who openly perform their dark rituals and brazenly mark their dance with sacrilegious symbols. Okay.
What do we have here?
I hear strange breathing, full of poison and disease, masquerading as prayer.
For one such as you, the most sincere prayer would be poison.
My warp site reveals something.
The fake door is connected to a mind trigger. Rising sun symbol, it seems oddly repulsive, so maybe it will lead us to the den if we follow them.
Attention to detail is the key to success.
Okay, it leads down there. Let's walk around here first. It's refugees. Anvers. Okay. Maybe I can make a surprise attack. Can I climb up?
Waste time with pleasantries.
Is there a way to climb through?
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Maybe I can snipe one from here. Cinder.
I'll make it happen. You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
I will level you!
So, Abelard, you stay behind the cover. Argenta can stay up here. Cassia can go forward. Zira be up too far. Right here for now. Pascal. Let's begin.
Me. If you exist job for the serfs? I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Let's get to it.
Oh, nice one.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act. Kill my Emperor!
Let's cook him a bit.
I'll do it.
Out of my way.
Show me what you got.
Stun Tabula. It's probably time to use the shotty.
It's as good as done. Who, if not me? I'll see to it personally.
Let's get
Pain and duty
Let's
go
make it
hand
quick.
in hand.
scared, yeah?
It's nothing.
There you go.
At your beck and call. It will be done.
Let's get to it. Advancing. Running binary override. Beyond desire condemns you.
But of course. On it.
Hold on.
We'll endure.
I'm here.
Here we go.
They're pretty close to me. Nice.
Time to slaughter someone.
I'll paint your death in colors.
I'll make it happen. Your end was inevitable.
Can I hit him? I can.
On it. You never stood a chance.
I'm not injured. I'm enraged. Let's get to it.
I don't need luck. I have strategy. Here's my perfect moment. I won't stand for it.
Splat.
I refuse. It's as good as done.
At your beck and call.
It's not what I wanted to do.
Follow my lead.
My vow is to serve. Request approved. Running binary override.
Oh, nice. We got the stack. 2 stacks now. Mm-hmm.
They who discern the future own the battlefield. Anything else? Will do. Why did I not foresee this?
Let's get to it.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? If I may,
Wait, he can't move. Interesting. I thought her ability gives you movement points too.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Doubt is for the weak. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. As the Emperor commands, I act. This is unacceptable.
My gut tells me it's a bad idea.
Out of my way.
My ears are ringing. Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. Indeed.
Acquisition is possible. Requests approved.
How did you miss?
There is movement in the Imperium.
Was
Momentum.
Man, Pascal, you gotta work on your precision.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
You know, before we go there, let's follow the trail of those symbols on the ground. They led to the lower level.
Is there money to be made?
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
This could be an opportunity.
I've read about
The
this.
fake door is connected to a mine trigger. Again.
Do you see that?
Keep your wits about you.
Over there.
What is happening here?
This is intriguing.
So those symbols are just everywhere. Ah, they're giving
I always
They're giving
keep
food
my
here.
options open.
My Auspex has detected something.
Is it underground? Ah, it's the symbol again.
I always have
We
a
should deal with
Hey.
this.
What's that?
What do we have here?
Huh. We found it. Cultist lair. When did I get that? I gotta look at that gear. Maybe it's better. Some kind of hammer and armor.
This could be an opportunity.
It is worth taking a closer look at the belongings of those killed by the Anvers and searching for other evidence. The Anvers' brazen actions guarantee that they will give themselves away sooner or later. Apparently it's near Adeptus Amasecus. The turnoff is visible from the bar's entrance. Ah. Is that the NPC, the first trader, I think? Near him? Something? I'll figure it out later. Let's see. Fireblaze carapace. Actually gives more armor. A little bit more dodge penalty. Did I loot any melta weapons? I don't think I did. Alright. Lasers, projectiles.
This is intriguing.
Huh. There's no way around it? Wait.
Sins hidden in the
Let's try
heart
this.
turn all to decay. Let's proceed. Duty
Gotta
prevails.
be careful here.
Rise to the top.
This
or
ocular
you're left in
implant
the
was a
dust.
worthwhile investment.
The Emperor favors me today. I better myself through my service.
Open the doors for us. Oh shit. They're sacrificing one of them. That's a new type. Haven't seen this one yet.
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
Let the blood flow.
I can assume probably cover here. Abelard just goes in. Just goes in. Pascal on the corner. She's first to go, yes. Thank you.
I am a navigator, not a servitor. Witness the fury of House Orcelio.
Nice. Abelard will attack the Think Horror. Front line will be right here.
If I may. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
What the fuck was that?
Faith without deeds is worthless. I will not. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Your end was inevitable.
I've missed it. Damn.
I'll see to it personally. I'll make it happen.
I serve the ruinous powers! Ah!
Patience has
Out
failed
of
me.
my way!
What if I
Anything else?
do this? Do this?
On it. Will do.
They buffed it?
Heavy is the tread of his faithful. The scriptural prognosis is favorable. The omniscient my vow is to serve. Running binary override.
It will be done. Victory is imminent. At your beck and call.
That's not what I wanted.
Indeed.
Let's move Cassie behind and kill off those two.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Oh, good one.
If I may.
That is for the weak. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
That was a bad shot. A bad shot.
On it.
I'll probably just smack him in the face with a shotgun. Oh, we're gonna hit Pascal? Wait, I gotta move this way.
Taking calculated risk is my second nature. The best defense is a good offense. I'll make it happen.
High momentum.
Not this Scryer's job. Anything else?
As the tactical imperative dictates. Request approved. Let the cycle be discontinued. The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
My place is at the fore. It will be done. I will do my grey hair, sure hand.
Ah, he did. Why is his health is yellow? What does that mean?
Do not dare ask. Emperor, give me strength. I'm afraid not. That is foolishness.
That's not available.
Do not dare ask. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Successfully terminated.
It spawned two smaller ones. Damn.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone. Faith without deeds is worthless.
I'll see to it personally.
Stop it! What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Argenta rushes to the last living cultist and silently, furiously punches him in the face. Blaspheming heretic. Who are you praying to? I know those words. That call to a... Argenta doesn't get to finish. The cultist, having dropped to his knees, interrupts her with grating, rasping laughter. Of course you know them. I recognize you too, lackey to the corpse on the throne. Haven't you already experienced the power of the true god? Didn't you flee from us, shedding tears? Argenta recoils as if from a blow, but then steps forward, grabs the cultist by the scruff of his neck, and makes him look into her eyes, burning like embers. I am one of the Adepta Sororitas, and I have never, not once in my life, fled from heretics and betrayers of humankind. Can't you see he's trying to get under your skin? Idira mutters. I bet he wants a quick bullet to the head instead of a bonfire. Despite her tone, she is looking around anxiously and rubbing her temples. Smells of a dark future, like a noose around the neck. I think we should interrogate him a little bit, you know? What do you want to know, servants of the Corpse Emperor? The names of my brethren, how many of us there are, where we are? I will tell you myself. We are myriad, and we are everywhere. Soon, very soon, you will hear our voices. And when you hear them at your back, so close you can feel our breath, then you will know the power of a true god. Just how many of your vermin are there? First Riot Minor is now here. Pascal pulls a number of instruments out of his robe. He would bet your life that the purpose of this item isn't to disassemble machines. He says casually, should you encounter difficulties during the information extraction process, I will recommend precise targeting of ganglia. The cultist chuckles arrogantly, but pales under Pascal's calmly probing gaze. Let's see. Who or what is this true god you keep mentioning? You will know, in time. The cultist gives you a wicked smile, painted with fresh blood on his lips. How do you know Argenta? Have you seen her on footfall before? Not on footfall. The cultist laughs hoarsely. In another place, she flew right in, like a bird into a snare. Argenta is staring at the cultist, her eyes wide. As if against her will, she whispers the words, Salis Prime. Argenta, what is he talking about? She snaps out of it, as if emerging from a reverie. A planet. A place. It doesn't matter. I know these heretics. I fought them and was gravely wounded. But I swear I never turned from them and ran. She turns to the cultist, her eyes filled with cold fury. If you truly have seen me on Salis Prime, someone among you must know a way to get there. Do you have your own ship, a navigator? Answer me. Ships and maps, roads and doors, we have them all. But our paths are not for you. The true god spins his web, and you are but a fly caught in it. But what is the spider? The cultist's eyes fill with madness. I need something more coherent. Rogue trader, we won't get anything from this madman. As for my part in the story, I will tell it. But not here, not in his presence. You can kill me, servants of the Corpse Emperor, but you can't stop the victory of the true god. The edge of daybreak is nigh, and the hour of his triumph approaches. Silence hangs for a minute, then Argenta turns to you and shrugs nonchalantly. That's it. We fulfilled Reverend Hieronymus' request, which means I am now free. I can continue my travels with you, Rogue Trader. Before we leave this den, let us round up what remains of the blasphemers. I would like to cleanse this place with purifying flame, but perhaps we can find clues that might tell us where these heretics came from, or if they have any more associates. Argenta lowers her head wearily. We need to talk. But it can wait. Let's meet on the ship when it's time to depart Footfall. Let's collect all the scrap. Cultist Hood. When the water uses a psychic power to attack, they either restore 2 AP or take 10 warp damage. Oh no, with 50% chance? I don't wanna play Russian roulette. Shredder shotgun. Heavy leather. Let me have a look. I'm using a shredder shotgun already. Huh. Telepath staff. Ah, you replace lightning arc for a vision of death. What is that? The wielder of the staff gains vision of death ability. The ability is also available in its heroic act and desperate measure version. I don't know if I want to swap power arc. It's pretty powerful. Plasma. Wait. Ah, it's for... Pascal was using it already. What about gear?
Always keep your eye on the prize.
The machine god grants me insight.
Sororitas boots. Probably for her because she can do that with that cone ability. Anything else? I guess
Keep
not.
your wits about you.
Can leave this damn place. Should probably return and sell some of those heretic objects back to that priest and tell about the success. Also, I'll explore the whole level before we go back.
Is there money to be made?
Greetings, sir. What brings you here? Did you want to watch us break our backs out here, eh? Football Utility Crew 3 is proud to work for the good of the denizens and guests of the station. What are you doing? Just burning rats and some trash and some parasites of some sorts. Of other sorts. The district's under quarantine, you see. It got hit by something nasty, a disease. Or maybe it isn't a disease, just some bugs and worms that crawled out of some ship or other. Or maybe heresy. It is a bit odd that it happened here and not at the docks, I'll grant you. Things like that usually start there. They even spray the place with some gunk to kill all the bugs and worms, but I guess something slipped through. 2 families in that block way over there snuffed it. And the leech wasted no time getting the district surrounded so that nobody could leave. So, you don't know exactly what happened in the district, disease, bugs, or something else? No, we don't, and we don't want to find out. If something's nasty cropped up, the right move is to contain it and kill it with fire. Not go in to see what it is and why it's there. How exactly did the victims die? Who knows, they found them in their hovels already dead, blue sores in their bodies. and they stank something awful. Which is why the lot that found them didn't even risk looting the corpses. Good on them, I guess. Doesn't mean we'll let them out, of course. What measures have been taken to deal with the problem? You're all looking at them. We stand here, burn the foulness, and we've got people standing guard so that no one escapes. Put some mines down and a whole lot of them, for the same reasons. The water, the sewers, all blocked up, to stop any communication getting out. The air's open, I suppose, but the foulness doesn't seem to be airborne. There haven't been any strange deaths outside the district. Are the people trapped in the quarantine zone being provided with aid of any kind? Of course not. I mean, I heard Reverend Hieronymus has been praying for their souls, which sounded more like retribution fell upon them, and rightly so. That's the most they can hope for. No dice, not gonna happen. We're letting no one in. I'm telling you right now, bribes and intimidation won't work on me, so don't even try. You can file a petition with the Liege if you are so desperate, but my advice to you would be to go on your merry way. The Void's got plenty of nasty, dangerous holes. You don't have to die in this one in particular. You'll go in and die, and that means I'll have more corpses to burn. I guess we have to find Liege first, and then ask for
Let us not dawdle.
ask for his approval. Then explore that part. Well, I didn't go there. Wait. I didn't enter the left side of the map. Maybe there's something else. Oh.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Let's go back. The request has been fulfilled. The cultist den in the shadow quarters has been cleared out. A grim smile brightens his features. He makes the sign of the killer. I hope that their suffering was commensurate with their deeds. It is true that the pirate Dens Belardo was your parishioner and that he endowed the Drossians with donations? It is. Over the course of his life, that reprobate had burdened his soul with many vile, egregious acts. His confessions were akin to a grand catechism, listing humankind's imminent vices and enormities. It was all the more painful for him to realize that of all the heinous acts he had committed, not one had been forgotten by the Emperor Since Belarde was afraid of death and that which would await him after, he hoped to atone for his misdeeds. He yearned to convince, if not the Emperor, then himself at least, that he had been more than a conscious speck of malignant mold his entire life. Everyone deserves a chance at redemption. And it is true for miscreants above all others. The greater the transgression, the more miraculous and wondrous the repentance. Okay, I guess. Okay. There are whispers on the footfalls about Xenos, those cursed enemies of humanity. There's more and more talk of how poorly things are going in the Expanse. Some days it seems I can't take 2 steps without hearing some peasant pontificating on the matter. Even if it is as dire as they say, the Von Valencia's realm will not crumble under the blow of fate. No matter how devastating. Chin up, Lord Captain. This is no time to lose heart and lament yours lot. Not only is your hope false, it is also dangerous. Among his servants, there have been people of greater integrity who sullied themselves in their attempts to rise above the rest. Who were you in the past? A wretched fiend, blinded by my ambitions. I served in my home planet's Adeptus Administratum division. I was a shrewd and sly bureaucrat, and I soared to great heights, the very chair of prefect. In 30 years I turned my home from a withered French colony into a prosperous world. Our wealth grew as we bloomed. But the bloom was veneer for rot. Uplands had depraved us, and luxury has seduced us with its sordid promises. The planet's denizens no longer wished to pray or work. They only sought to entertain and dangerous philosophies. Entertainment and dangerous philosophies. 1,000 vile heresies and 1,000,000 appalling vices bred on my world like mold on Nutribar. In those days I saw with my own eyes the shameless ugliness of the soul. I repented of my hubris, left the position of the prefect, and became a traveling missionary. I have been one ever since. As for my world, 20 years later, the Holy Inquisition consigned it to purifying flames. Wow. Imagine you were like living your whole life, amassed some power on the planet, then comes Inquisition and just tells everyone, we're gonna burn everything down. Yep, in the name of the Emperor, you're gonna be cleansed. The Emperor is merciful for allowing you a chance at redemption. Who said I had to redeem myself? I doomed an entire planet to degeneracy. You think a decade or two of wandering with a mission is enough to atone for that? No, I'm a poor excuse for a shepherd in his eyes. Your words about the past are drowned in murky hues of sickly green, and you talk of the present falls in grey flakes of ash upon the shoulders of your listeners. Sorrow truly weighs heavily on you, Reverend Hieronymus. And that is why the fire in your words is devoid of golden radiance. The faded flickers of teachings leave nothing but black soot on their souls. Okay, I'm done with you. I can probably trade something. Let's meet the liege in the palace, finally. my patience. You remember the way out. Dismissed. The tall man in austere grey clothes makes a show of looking past the woman he's addressing. Vladane, Vladane, Vladane. But as you put such harsh words into your mouth, you talk like you're an imperial clerk, not one of us. The woman who is standing with her back to you lets out an ostensious sigh, and her tone changes dramatically. Where's my cargo, Vladane? Falco has it, doesn't he? So that's how you do business with your old friends these days? So you don't remember? Then the help will remind you. Guards, escort her out. Hey daddy, move. The massive guard leans down to the woman and says in a lowered voice, Jay, get going while he's letting you. Go drown your sorrow at the Amasegas and thank your lucky stars you were able to walk out the door. You won't get the chance next time. I gotta find her in the shadow quarters now. First an insult, now threats. I see courtesy and tact are no longer a valued commodity on Footfall. Oh well, I'll find myself a better deal. She turns on her heel and heads toward the exit. As she passes you by, she gives you a quick once-over, winks at you, then immediately turns away with a flip of her jet black hair. She might be a new companion. The tall man, who has long since noticed your presence, is studying you intently. Vladane Tokara, Liege of Footfall. Let us please proceed to my office. A spread befitting a visitor of your rank is waiting. Your entourage will be accommodated nearby. Okay. While you are engaged in smoke talk, you get a chance to take the measure of Liege Tokara. His expression is aloof and focused. His gestures curt and firm, and his speech calm and quiet. As though he is used to people always listening to what he says. Judging by his observant gaze, he has been studying you in turn this whole time. Vladane straightens in his chair and says in a polite but completely indifferent tone, Let's talk business. On behalf of the elite of Footfall Station, I offer you my condolences, Lord von Valancius. We mourn Lady Theodora's loss, and we hope this sentiment is taken as a sign of our good intentions and willingness to cooperate. Thank you, Liege. A terrible loss for all of us. I hope that under your guidance the dynasty can recover from this blow and attain even greater power. I am impressed by your prudence. Your decision to arrive on Footfall incognito without announcing either the death of the previous rogue trader or your own status is quite wise. The rumors will spread sooner or later. It's impossible to keep secret something that's known to the thousands of people serving on a void ship, but for now you're free to reap the benefits of anonymity. As you may have noticed, Footfall is currently in state of crisis. Its people would benefit from the patronage of a figure such as yourself. Who was that woman the wardens drew out? Vladame's expression hardens and he makes a frustrated gesture, a dead woman walking. Some, however, still call her J. Dari, a small-time hustler with big ambitions that will lead her to a sticky end. It's a strange small-time hustler, even a particularly audacious one, wouldn't likely quarrel in public with a figure as important as Liege of Footfall. What seems stranger still is that the Liege knows this small fry by name. She is irrelevant. Since I am the one in control of the situation on Footfall, I can speak on behalf of all of its noteworthy residents. I was attacked right at the docks. An outrageous stunt, a show of disrespect for both you and me. Sadly, such incidents on Footfall are akin to natural disasters, impossible to predict or preempt. They simply happen. Many consider Footfall to be a pirate den, but believe me when I say that there is a difference between organized crime and gangs of thugs who have nothing to lose. You were attacked by the latter. The Anvers are a gang of punks who spit on our customs and hierarchy. Even their leader is more akin to an ideologue, a rabble-rouser who calls for people's heads, not a commander. Sooner or later we will find him and have him strung up. That will likely cool his followers' enthusiasm. Behind the carefully built facade of composure, you sense anger. It appears that this man is not used to losing control, but that is exactly what is happening. I feel like this planet might go down with the same route the Raikad Minoris has gone. Some kind of group, cultists, right now thieves, this gang, are stirring up shit. And at some point it just fucking goes to complete chaos. I would like to know more about the Anver's gang. Why haven't they been dealt with yet? He grits his teeth slightly before answering. I've been using all my resources to delay the moment when the station is hit by famine. I haven't gotten around to the Anvers yet. As detrimental as they are no players. When their leader dies, the rest will scatter. I'm sorry for the loss of your assistant. What? Your words seem to perplex him for a moment, but his face remains cold. Oh, that. Yes, her death was a regrettable development. What's the situation in the region? Troubling Xenos raids are growing more frequent, trade is suffering, fringe worlds are going under. Rumors of atrocities being committed by enemies of humanity are causing excessive panic due to their exotic nature. The core of the Imperium forces in Corona's expanse has departed for the sector's borders to combat the Xenos threat. There has been no word from them for a while now. Then again, with the distance and the current issues with astropaths, that is not entirely out of the ordinary. Still, we are not yet alone. From several of the worlds hit by the Xenos attacks, we received reports of fierce warriors who descended from the sky and entered the fray. Their fragmentary accounts lead me to believe that the blessed Adeptus Astaris, Space Marines, are operating in the Corona's expanse. But which one? Which group? And I await news of their victories with great anticipations. Have there been any Xenos attacks on Footfall? No, there haven't. Attacking Footfall in general is not a particularly reasonable thing to do. Many ships are docked here at any given time, and even the listed weapons on board them would make for a decent fighting force. That's not even to mention the firepower that our esteemed merchants have shamefully hidden from the station's customs officials. For us here, Xenos are more of a source of income than a threat. Lydame freezes, gauging your reaction. I do not approve of fear of Xenotech. One must know and understand the enemy. I'm convinced that your connections with Footfall will allow you to broaden your knowledge and understanding of Xenos considerably. I'll see to it that your curiosity is satisfied in every way. What sort of patronage do you seek from me? Protection. Not military protection, but a different kind of security. You have, of course, already encountered difficulties with warp. Navigation on your way here. I'm afraid the scope of these difficulties extends far beyond this area. Reports of disrupted routes and ships vanishing during short jumps are coming in from across the entire sector. Communication with the Calix's sector has been extremely unstable. Of the ships that have dived in the maw in recent years, none have yet returned. The last ship that came through the maw from the other side was struck by a temporal anomaly. The jump took almost 2 decades in real space-time. Holy shit. Officers from Port wonder where you still have contacts from your days in the Navy. Often talked about the whims of the maw, the only route from the Imperium to the Corona's expanse. Even so, Lydame's words are particularly alarming. It seems that something had had a profound effect on the maw. And this brings us to our main issue. Footfalls is a repair shipyard and a trading post. We barely produce anything ourselves and are largely dependent on incoming shipments, especially food shipments. The station naturally has some reserves, but the supply issues didn't start yesterday. Footfall would be obliged if the House von Valencias would assist us by signing a contract for food deliveries. So what are the terms of this deal? Oh, can... Chance. I can't be the only one you've asked for help. Naturally, I tried contacting other rogue traders, but the terms of House Chorda would have bled Footfall dry. And as for esteemed Caligus Winterscale, instead of food shipment from him, I received a transport, the Navica, packed with refugees. had to send them off to Foulstone. So many extra mouths to feed would have only worsened the crisis further. I suppose all these war fluctuations must have created more pressing concerns for Lord Winterscale, and so I put my faith in you, the third and last of Footfall's allies. So Footfall is cut off from all of its shipments. The local gangs are running wild, and the local hustlers are throwing tantrums in your residence. Are you positive you're in control of the situation? Dame listens with a stony expression. You are very perceptive. Well now, you know what you're buying. The situation is difficult, but should you decide to offer your support, you'll forget about the existence of trading hubs other than Footfall, because you won't have more loyal friends anywhere else. So what are the terms of the deal? It's simple, deliver of food shipments from your fertile worlds. Janus, I imagine. I'm quite familiar with that jewel of the Von Valencia's protectorate, in exchange for fair payment. Very well, I will help you with food shipments. Dame takes a quick sip from his glass. I'm immensely obliged, your lordship. I assume you're going to need time to get the shipments up and running. I can wait. On my end, I promise you complete cooperation with your endeavors. What is happening in the Shadow Quarters? Why is there a quarantine? Oh, that. Who knows? It could be an actual epidemic. Or perhaps the two families that started it all just came down with food poisoning at the time. We're on the space station. The best solution here is to isolate the area and wait for the problem to resolve itself. I wish to help the people in the quarantine zone. I will have medicine delivered to them from my ship. I can't bar you from doing so, but I can help you. But know that it's not the wisest course of action. With all due respect, your lordship. Maybe I can ask about something tells me you used to be a bandit yourself. You aren't wrong. My path was long and bloody, but in the end I rose from running a gang that had stalked its claim to a treatment filter station to becoming the Legion of Footfall. Many died to make this possible, and those who survived figured it would be more convenient to put me at the head than continue the slaughter of the turf war. I can only hope that my elevation and the peace that came with it have done the station good. There is a sound logic to having the sharpest mind run the station. The administratum would have installed some pitiful clerks instead. I appreciate your breadth of thinking. In this day and age, few choose to allow themselves such a thing. Okay, that's enough. That's enough of that.
I always keep my options open.
Still haven't figured out the underworld quest. I gotta go to this bar location.
Keep your wits about you.
Well, Captain, I'm pleased to report that the inspections have been completed and all identified system failures have been resolved. The void ship is ready to depart Footfall. The crew is waiting for your further instructions, and there are also a number of issues that need to be addressed. A well-groomed young man calls out to you. He is clean-shaven and dressed in clothes that are expensive but unshowy, with a bright aquila embroidered in a prominent spot. Noble sir, a minute of your time, if you please. I am Bastian de Rama Bastal Chorda, youngest cousin of House Chorda, envoy of Incendia Bastal Chorda, rogue trader of the Corona's expanse, by the grace of the most holy emperor, and you must be an envoy of Theodora von Valencius. I noticed that you arrived on the esteemed lady's ship. Chorda, They are some of the most influential rogue traders in the Corona's expanse, but not on footfall. This station is under the control of House Winterscale. Something tells me that we are about to hear a most curious offer, says Abelard under his breath so that only you can hear him. Why do you wish to speak with me about? A matter of utmost delicacy. You see, you've been to the residence of the Liege. The dame almost certainly appealed to you for assistance in the arrangement of shipments to Footfall. The von Valencia's protectorate is famed for the abundance of its main agri-world, Janus. It would be odd for him not to seize on such an opportunity when Footfall is on the verge of famine. However, the Chorda dynasty pursues its own interest on Footfall. We've already announced our terms to the Liege, but he is stalling, I imagine, in hopes of getting a better offer from you. The Chorda dynasty believes, Bastian smiles and gives a slight shrug, that cooperation would be preferable for both rogue trader houses. If you refuse Vladimir, thereby forcing him to agree to a deal with us, the Chorda dynasty can promise you a share of the profit from the future contract, as well as certain other perquisites. Everybody benefits. The Emperor's most loyal servants should be more concerned with carrying his will through the star and less with divvying up profit among themselves. Argenta says this approvingly, but quietly enough so as not to interrupt the negotiations, especially when the well-being of one of the Imperium's worlds is at stake, even one such as Footfall. Behind your smile, Master Bastian, teal shadows swirl. Others may not see them, but your worry cannot escape my eye. What are you afraid of? Your House wrath, should these negotiations prove fruitless, or the wrath of House von Valencius? Idira, who was yawning in the boredom a moment ago, flinches and clutches her face, her fingernails digging into her skin. They're coming again. Brothers of the ones who came before. I just don't get it. Do they all have a death wish? I appreciate the warning, Idira. What? Bastian stared at you in surprise, then turns around. Those fucks again. God damn it.
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
Spare none of them!
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. I am a navigator. Face the navigator's might.
Man, that first shot is always so satisfying if you can get so many. Wow.
Step aside. The navigator is coming. I'll show you why navigators are feared.
It will be done. I took care of this one. Reduced to dust. At your beck and call.
I'm afraid not.
It's as good as done.
Let's make it quick!
Show me what you've got.
You don't.
Let's get to it.
Anything else? Be gone! But of course.
Rejoice in battle! I'll do it. That is not the Emperor's will. I am his will made manifest. As the Emperor commands, I act.
what I was doing. Okay, you're still alive. Right.
I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Hold on.
What are you throwing it at? You dimwit?
Here we go.
Oh. He was stunned. Actually hit him. Round 2. Ooh, doo. Let's see.
Who if not me? I'll see to it personally.
Let's get to it. Brace yourself, Abelard.
Indeed. One fewer target. At your beck and call.
What is this foreboding? Will do. Was that you? Or...
What the fuck? Why did that happen?
Activate calculated fury algorithm.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
Out of my way.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
I will do my duty.
If I may.
Let's make it quick.
No! These ruby flushes are
I've
choking
seen worse
me.
battles than this in my time.
Can make the shots.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
Let's get to it. Hold on. High momentum. Explorers know one route. Forward. I am a savant of destruction. Here we go. Let's get to it.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Victory is imminent.
Why he didn't attack?
That is foolishness. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Out of my way!
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
I won't stand for it.
Sector 2, watch your back. Make sure you're not being followed. Another note. Ah, the location of the base has been found. Its entrance is somewhere in Sector 2 in the Shadow Quarters. The turnoff to the entrance can be seen from Adeptus Amassakas. That's the tavern. The bar or something. Okay. I guess we're going back to the Shadow Quarter. Already. I can visit. This young man is clearly making every effort to look dapper. His fashionable clothes are practically new and his hair is well groomed. What ruins this impression is poorly scrubbed off oil stains from his leak implant, and the fit of the jacket was clearly made for someone else. Come on. See for yourself the best collection of all live Xenos on Footfall. I can buy them. One profit factor lost. Oh, that can be done. Very much so. The entire collection will cost you a tidy sum, but you're free to take them away right now. So you lose profit factor, which you can gain by increasing the rep, right? Interesting. Vanguard. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is a good one. Provocation. I'm getting this. Hmm. Oh, interesting. Doesn't count towards the limit of attacks per turn. And it applies a bleed? Oh yes. I'm getting this. Death Whisper, love this. Good skill. For her, let's use something Psyker related. That's cool. A trap. That's probably good for a big enemy, like a boss. That's pretty cool too. I'm gonna go with the trap. I can combine it with the navigator's ability to pull targets to her, to the cell. I can combine those. Set the trap and then pull them. I want to try this. Mutilate the soul. That's a pretty cool debuff effect. That changes depending on the type of weapon. Where's the corpse of the fella? Oh, there he is. Gas cloud grenade.
It is my destiny to traverse the unknown.
We can try and speak to that guardsman again in the quarantine zone.
I always have a backup plan.
Sector 2 in the Shadow Quarters. Sector 2. Can be seen from what is this symbol? Ah,
Success is the only outcome I accept.
I haven't gone here. The Martyr's Endurance, what is that?
I always keep my options open.
Anver. Dark hideout, found it. Alright, let's see. Let's find those fuckers. Long corridor.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
haven't seen us yet. Actually, it might be a good idea to maybe leave my character
Fate and
here.
fortune
For
favor the
example.
bold.
Can you do that? I wonder.
Whatever you wish.
And go around.
I have a nose for profit and the taste for adventure. On it. I'll make it happen.
Why I can't hit them? And we're Kingpin. Interesting, interesting.
I'll see to it personally.
The man with a shaggy mop of dark hair is dressed and armed about as well as everyone else in here. And yet he is unmistakably the leader. He takes a step toward you. He chuckles. He spreads his arms wide in a welcoming gesture. My guests, what a joy it is to see you in my humble refuge. I see you've come here to be introduced to the truth. Which will you choose? Then, words or fire and metal? You already know the answer, heretic. Abelard, would you kindly inform this bandit vermin that we've come to execute him? Abelard glowers menacingly and says in his best officer voice, by the order of the head of von Valencia's dynasty, a fully recognized rogue trader with all the attendant rights and privileges, including authority on footfall, your riffraff are hereby sentenced to death. May the Emperor have mercy on your souls, for we will show none. The man cringes. Bloated old masters of the universe who don't realize that their time has passed. You think you can scare me? Do you even know what our name means, outsider? Footfall calls us the Anvers. They do not stop to look, listen, learn. The man pauses, then half closes his eyes and proclaims in crude but clear High Gothic, Auxilio non veniat. Help will not come. The maw has closed. The Coronis expanse is on its own now. A new era has come. And we are its sovereigners.
Are you ready to die?
Okay. Let's see. What can I do here? I can probably... put her here for now. Abelard just goes in. Pascal. Also start from here. Dira.
Help me, Lord Captain!
Oh shit, I can't do anything from here. Gotta move in.
Battlefields are always
I thought you
drowned
could
in
shoot
scarlet.
through the ladder, but you can't.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Pascal, can you move please somewhere? No? Know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this.
knows all, comprehends all.
Let's get to
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. Isn't this a job for the serfs? If I may?
It will be done. I took care of this one.
I'll brush this off.
Hold on. Here we go.
I'm here, mate.
Request approved. Insignificant value. My vow is to
Let's mark the leader.
Look out. Time to slaughter someone.
Let's get to it.
Deliver us. Let's get to it.
flesh is weak, yet I have those who pay.
It's as good as done. Consider this a taste of what's to come. I'll see to it personally. Another enemy down. I'll make it happen. Who, if not me? It's as good as done.
Will do. On it.
God, Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart. I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak. This is unacceptable. Faith without deeds is worthless.
Out of my way!
You don't frighten me! I have read tomes of military tactics. I am a navigator, not a servant. In the name of House Orselio, I shall prevail!
A tactically sound approach. Indeed. One fewer target. I will do my duty. It will be done.
Almost dead.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Running binaric override. The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
If only that were possible. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
That's not the Seneschal's job. Reduced to dust! Victory is imminent.
Advancing. Request approved.
Emperor, protect me.
Your pain won't stop me. I'll see to it personally. Consider this a taste of
He
what's
survived.
to come. On it. You never stood a chance.
Cover me! Will do. But of course. Will do.
It's nothing. The enemies of the Emperor will be undone. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Emperor, give me strength. Me? Die with grace, at least. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Let the cycle be discontinued. My vow is to serve. Running binaric override.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Follow my lead.
I believe might actually finish them off.
Target well struck. It will be done. I took care of this one.
As the tactical imperative dictates. The Omnissiah condemns you.
I've faced worse than this.
Help me, Lord Captain!
Oh shit, wait, toxins, I gotta... Ventilation, ventilation! Turn it on!
Didn't flinch.
The road has been dealt with. Nice.
Is there money to be made?
Is anything new? Anvor chainsword. Can stack penalty to armor. More damage. Let's go with this for him. Awareness. High patch. Plus 20 bonus to coercion and applies minus 5 penalty to awareness.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Can visit now this place, the Martyr's Entrance. Whatever that is. Is it like a cafeteria? Ah, this is the tavern. Adeptus Amaceros. This is where we can probably meet that pirate woman.
my, this place has so many colors. Every shade I can imagine is floating in the air.
Colors, you say?
Next, she'll be asking us to take her on a tavern crawl. Spare me.
O Messiah, grant me the wisdom to perceive.
Keep your wits about you.
Alright, I'm gonna save it here and continue probably this Sunday. Tomorrow I won't be here. I'll be in a different town. And I'll probably return and stream some more in the evening of Sunday. If I will have some strength left. Okay, that's been fun. A little bit of progress. Really like the environments in this section. Really varied, like sewers, taverns, shady corners. Yeah.